Can a U.S. resident and citizen visit his or her spouse and family in Spain who are Spanish citizens and residents for more than 90 days in the Schengen zone, the 180-day rule, but less than 183 days in a calendar year? And he has in brackets that Spanish tax residency rule is around 183 days, okay, without becoming a tax resident in Spain. So that's the first question. Aurelio?
Yeah, in Spain, you become a tax resident of Spain only if you spend more than 183 days during the calendar year, or if the center of all your economic interest is in Spain. Otherwise, you are not considered to be a resident. There is also an assumption that you are a resident in Spain if your spouse and your children under the legal age, they are resident of Spain, but this assumption can be evaded. I mean, it admits a proof from the country. And even if you're considered to be a resident for tax purposes in Spain because you meet one of these two requirements that I said before, if you are considered to be resident in another country, following the internal rules applicable in that country, then this conflict of double tax residency will be solved pursuant to the double tax treaty signed between Spain and the other country, in case it existed. Spain has a very wide treaty network, so in most of the cases they will exist. So this conflict will be solved pursuant to the treaty.
Right. So basically, you go through the tests or the indices in the tax treaty that speak to where's the closer connection, whether it be in the U.S. or in Spain.
Exactly. Yeah.
But having said that, I'm just adding to this. Spain does have a reputation for being a tad aggressive, and of course, we all remember what's going on with Shakira, right? So, in the sense that Spain does play hardball. So, generally speaking, in a situation like this, what are your thoughts? I mean, without knowing the specific, is it something to avoid? If it is that you really want to avoid taxation in Spain, probably you want to keep your wife and kids out of. What are your thoughts?
No, I would say that it kind of depends. I think that you need to do things right. Otherwise, tax can be very burdensome, not only in Spain, but in any other country. Mm-hmm. Spain, now we are in a situation that Spain is looking to attract, let's say, people to Spain to become tax residents in Spain in order to create some growth in the Spanish market, because we have seen an opportunity due to the pandemic and the remote working to attract interesting people into the Spanish territory. Mm-hmm. So now Spain is created and is implementing new tax rules that are basically aimed at attracting talent into Spain with quite, let's say, good tax system. So, yeah, in Spain we have the general rules and we have this special tax regime, which is quite attractive. If you become tax resident of Spain and you apply under this special tax regime, the so-called Beckham regime, you will be, I would say, in a very good tax position. So, yeah, it depends. You have to do things right.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Andres.
Sorry, Darren. And adding to that, a really interesting thing of that is that the Beckham law and the Beckham regime, of course, I mean, you have to apply of that once you have become tax resident in the country, civil resident in the country. And it is part, at the end of the day, of our work and our expertise here at Henley & Partners. Aurelio was mentioning, I mean, Spain is creating the conditions to attract foreign direct investment, to attract digital nomads that, depending on how their work situation, depending how they are moved to Spain, is that Beckham, that impetuous regime that can be added. So I think that there are good opportunities for those remote workers to look after that impetuous regime that Aurelio from EY it is mentioning, but as well, for those individuals that they are looking to relocate into Spain, with a golden visa, for example. At the end of the day, you need to get either a work permit, or you need to get a residence here in Spain or in any other country, and then you become, at the end of the day, a tax resident. So it is, there are really good conditions, this year, and Aurelio certainly is an expert in the field and can speak quite a lot about that.
I definitely want to echo those sentiments. I mean, hands down, especially given uncertainty in other jurisdictions. I think Spain has emerged as a place where there is clarity and there is certainty. And from a tax point of view, it is hard to find something that's more attractive then of course the back-end loan, which you mentioned, as well as the nomad visa and so on, which we'll get into later.
So if you're a 6, 7, or 8-figure investor, entrepreneur, or business owner who needs a tailor-made solution from a qualified team of professionals, we can help you achieve the international lifestyle, the freedom, and even the tax savings you're looking for. Visit us at htj.tax and live that international life.